All right, welcome to this week's live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call. My name is Chase Chappell and it is December 11th. Live Q&A call rules. To ask a question, type into the question box, "I have a question," to get unmuted. When you ask a question, please be specific and use the following format. My question is ... My current situation is ... Example, my question is, how can I get a lower cost per result? My current cost per result is $50 per lead, and I would like to get it down to $30 per lead. We'll hold a 15-minute max threshold for questions per attendee to get everyone the help they need. It is now Q&A time. You may ask your questions in the question box, and you will be unmuted so that way we can help/discuss. So go ahead and ask your questions, and you will be unmuted. All right, Philip, you've been unmuted.
Hey Chase, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. Over setting up some new ads, and the reason I haven't done that in the last week or so is because we've been getting some pretty good flow with scheduled calls, or at least not scheduled calls, but booked forms, the Cognito form. So in the last few days, we've gotten over 20 of them booked, and so I really haven't touched the ads because they're doing pretty well. So first thing is I wanted to cover the ads over the last week, just have a glance at the numbers. And then also I wanted to start a new set of ads that I have set up, but I haven't, started them yet.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, all right. Is it from the changes that were made on that call where you ended up pulling back some of the spend on the testing and push more into the actual?
Yes, that was the start of the increase in the flow of form completions. Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, just the shift of budget to, a better performing audience really does make a big difference. Okay, yeah, so let's look at it. Looks like the top one's still outperforming. Have you considered taking away another $5 from this one and putting, say, $5 over here?
I mean, yeah, I've thought about it. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet. I'm not really sure if that's the best move based on the numbers, but I was relying on your expertise for the numbers on that to see if that type of shift is a good move at this point.
Yeah, because this one's like $8 more. So I mean,
Yep.
like, why not take $5 daily off of this, put it into this one? That would result in even more calls for the same amount of money, even more calls. So do it, yeah. Just pull it back by 5 spend.
Okay. So we
Which
do
more
that by
budgeted?
highlighting both of these, right? And then can we go to edit?
No, you just do one at a time because they're two separate. You're increasing and decreasing on one of them. Increase on one, decrease on one.
Okay. So
The
edit.
testing, yeah, there you go. And that one's gonna go up 5 because it has the lowest cost.
Yep.
You're not, the amount spent daily isn't changing. You're just moving money into a better area.
Right. Yep. And then we'll publish that. Cool. And then we'll hit edit here. $25. And then the testing campaign is where I wanted to drop the new ads. So I wanted your guidance on that to do that. So we'll click on that.
All right. Well,
Go ahead.
first off, I would name this differently. I wouldn't name it one ad. You need to just leave it how it is, the US. There you go. All right. Yeah, so just duplicate this audience and let's see over here. Yeah, just duplicate it and put some new ads in there.
So duplicate it real quick. Original campaign, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to start a new ad. What would be the best way to start in this instance? Or should we create a new audience using those charts, those analytics that we created last week?
Do you have those written down?
The analytics are in this tab right here.
All right, then yeah, you know which one you want to do?
I was looking at this one. It has the highest, but I don't know if that makes the most sense.
It has 157 people. It's a small one because it has a low amount. If you do a not last 28 days, maybe if you did like last 60, you could get a larger audience in there.
Okay.
157 people for the audience size is pretty small. You'd have to be really qualified people, like highly qualified for that to really make sense.
So refresh, it only went up a few. So what if we edited this here to 60 days?
Mm-hmm.
Can we build an audience off of this for testing?
It depends. You click change it to 60 days. No, right here on the left.
Here?
There you go. Yep. Change it to 60.
I don't have that option. Can I go to just custom or 90?
Just take it from December 10th all the way to
October 10th-ish.
Yeah.
So it would be November, December. Okay, update. Well, I feel like we should maybe go to today because we've had a few today.
It doesn't matter because you're going to do last 60 on the audience. It only brings it up to about 300 people, but I mean, like, that's better. Because if it's 300 qualified, then it's still, you know, you can get away with it.
Is this the proper flow, Chase?
Yeah, well, it's your funnel. Is that correct? Yeah, it looks like it from what I remember, that looks right. Well, hold on. What's the content view? What is that?
Yeah, what is content view?
I have no idea. I wouldn't be able to tell you what you put for that one.
Come on, load faster. Holy cow, details.
You're in the wrong ad account. Top left. There you go.
How do I delete that ad account anyway? I guess I'll figure it out. Or is it good to have a backup one? I don't know. Details, right?
Yep.
And then that will give us.
Wow, you've had a surge of page views in the last day. An absolute surge.
Yes, I have. Yes. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll take it.
Yeah, it's probably like the ads finally started optimizing after you made, because you cut a big portion of the budget and switched it into the best audience.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
you know, it probably just started like really kicking today because that you did that over the weekend. So like, you know, it probably really caught wind today when it had the first like opening of really being able to go after people. It's literally like 3 times the amount of people you normally get. That is a huge increase. Yeah, that's massive. All right, so what is view content?
I'll take that. View content is
Can't be, it has to be something small. It only has 209 events. All right, don't close that. Just go down, go back.
Yep.
And scroll back down, then choose tracking type on the right. And then switch it to the URL. There you go. Perfect.
Schedule.
Oh, that's just people who viewed it? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's correct. Because technically,
They viewed the page after the questionnaire.
yeah, but they didn't schedule, so that's fine. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's the correct way of doing your funnel. That's fine. All right, let's go back.
So where are we? Here.
No.
Nope. Here. So page views, obviously, and then they opt in.
Yeah, it's fine. It's correct. Let's create the audience. It has 300 people. They're qualified because they're the submit apps. That works. Let's do it. There's no sense in waiting. Go ahead and go to your audience, back to where you were. All right, launch it. Create now, and then just make that exact audience the same way.
What am I doing? What?
Create new, you're gonna make this audience because like this one right here, you want to
I didn't know.
copy it, right? So
Yeah, I didn't
last
know
60
where you
days,
meant by create new. That's what threw me
last
off.
60 days, perform submit application. That's it. And then you just create a lookalike off of it. It's not, it shouldn't take no more than 2 minutes to do.
So create new lookalike.
No, you gotta do a custom audience first.
Balls. And then you said, I don't remember. I know you talked about it last week, but I don't remember where from here.
Well, I mean, like, what are you doing? You're gonna create an audience based off submit applications. So where would you get that?
I would say events.
No, website.
No, is it
Events
website?
is, yeah, events are just, there's two definitions for events with Facebook. Events are like parties, and that's the context it's using right there. And then events are pixel events, which is
That's what I was
website.
thinking. Pixel events for page
Yeah,
view.
but it just said events.
Submitters.
Yeah, so like it'll say pixel events if it's a pixel event.
Okay, well, there you go.
All right. So create the audience here.
Okay. Walk me through it, please. I'm not really sure. I've never seen this before, so we're in the right pixel. Am I in the right place? Submit app, right? Chase.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, you're doing it right.
Okay. Submit apps. 60 days. How do you abbreviate lookalike?
That's it. No, it's not a lookalike. It's just a custom audience. So submit app 60 days. That's it. Launch.
Okay.
You already have it. It's correct.
Yep.
And now just create a lookalike. There you go. Yep, that's it. Yep. All right, now just delete the custom audience out of the custom. Yep, there. No, that's a lookalike. You're gonna get rid of the custom. Remove.
This one.
Yeah,
This one right here, right?
Yeah, that's a custom.
Okay.
Now everything else is correct. Do you work with people over the age 65?
No.
All right, tell me back. What is the highest age you've ever worked with?
The age is usually, if I remember correctly, it's 55 or 25 to 55.
No. All right, 25 to 55. You can do it.
Shit, I don't remember. I don't remember the exact ones that we've been looking at on that one. Whoa, it's jumping around. Okay, let's do
It's at
60.
the very top. All right, cool. All right, scroll down.
That's 1,000 people, though. Is that all right?
No, it's not. It's populating the audience right now.
Okay.
It's not ready, so it's going to tell you that. So scroll down. All right, that's it. I mean, like, that's all. Now, before you publish, just close out the tab in the top left, like right here. You're not going to publish it because it's not ready to be published. Now, this audience, you need to retitle the thing to submit app 60 days. So you know what this is. Cool. All right. Now, save to draft, and you're going to go to the ads. You have 7 ads in here. How many do you want to create?
well, I'll create probably about 20 versions of
Oh, you
one.
have 20 versions ready?
I don't have them ready, but I was going to sit down and do them with the ad copy that I have written here, the new ad copy.
All right, cool. Then yeah, like this is where you do it. You just start creating and naming and put them all
Mm-hmm.
together. Yep, that's it. And then you just
What?
publish after you're done.
Yep, yep. What about the UTMs in this sense? Are the
Create new ones.
UTMs? Say what?
Create new ones.
So if I remember correctly, Chase, what I'm doing is I'm creating one ad and then I just duplicate that, right? And then just edit the UTM within each new ad. Does that make sense? No.
Yeah, but if you're creating a new variation, you're just changing whatever that is within the ad every time you duplicate it. But when you're copying it to another audience is what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm getting that crisscross, but yeah, you're right. What I'm asking is for copying to another audience, so that doesn't make
Yeah,
sense.
the only thing you change is the UTM.
Yeah, yeah.
But you'll have to do the post ID. You can go play back the video on the program. If you just go to app.chasejabble.com and then log in, then you can just go to the one of the modules has a link in it that takes you to the duplication process. But countless times everybody refers back to it and does it. Because it's,
Mm-hmm,
sometimes you can forget it. It's a little complicated, but just go watch the video. It'll work.
mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna be working on this tonight.
All right. Yeah, just make sure in the bottom left, if you actually have 20 variations, just make sure that's how many it says it is and name them. Name them correctly. Give them good names so you can actually know what they are.
Right.
And then launch them into testing. You don't have to wait. Just publish them and then like duplicate the audience, change a new, choose a new one you got over here, come up with another one. Put together like 3 or 4 audiences. The budget isn't going to raise. You're not going to spend any more money. You're just testing new ideas, testing new thoughts, testing new ads, and that's going to allow you to find more people and, get better results if it works.
Mm-hmm.
And if it gets disapproved, just, resubmit, reapprove it, find out why it got disapproved. No sense in waiting. Just publish it through because you're getting results now. So let's keep them up and find something better.
Yep.
Cool. All
Yep.
right. Awesome.
Should I delete these ads here? The ones that are
Yeah.
just to
If you
clear up.
want, yeah, just unselect one and then like delete the rest. Yep. There you go. You can just, well, at least leave one so you can change it to start with. All right. Cool. There you
Just
go.
just to clear it up and start over.
Awesome.
Got it. Cool. Thanks, Chase. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Martin, you've been unmuted.
Hey Chase, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So can everybody see my screen already?
Oh, do you want me to? Yeah, I can give you access.
Okay, cool.
There you go. You have access.
Awesome. Is that good now?
Yep, that works.
Sweet. So this is actually just for a client of mine that sells a very interesting floating vacuum.
A floating?
It's kind of yeah, it floats and like hovers.
Okay.
But anyways, main thing that I'm having issues with is with all my other clients, and I've been able to launch these ads into the testing phase, and they kind of start generating purchases and leads. This one's giving me a little bit more trouble, unfortunately. So um, I'm trying to figure out if it's just like ad language or if something else is kind of funky going on. So
Got it. And are you looking to get purchases or leads?
purchases, yeah, I accidentally said leads on the question.
Got it. Cool. How much does it cost?
500. It's a pricey floating vacuum, man.
All right, got it. $500. All right, let's see the ads. Well,
Just
hold
kind of
on.
used
Before we
that.
do that, let's build out like your, we need better columns so we can really understand how far people are making it in the funnel.
Yeah, I usually like to have that set up, but I didn't do that in
Yeah.
this one.
no worries. You're gonna need, if it's ecom, right? It's ecom?
Hmm. Yep.
All right, well, you don't need last significant edit. You don't need quality ranking, engagement rate ranking. You don't need any of these.
Hmm.
And you don't need that. You don't need schedule. You don't need 3-second video plays. Video, nope, nope, nope. Website purchase
Yeah,
conversion value. Yeah, that's fine. Because they do
usually just
purchase
like
it
to have
online.
those for like the ROAS, the results,
Yeah,
etc. that you showed in the module.
right. All right, that's good. Results, yep. And then add to cart. That's correct. They have that. Do you have view content set up? Do you know?
Uh, I I'm not
View
actually sure
contents
on
is the
that one
view
right
product
now.
page.
What was that? I'm
And
sorry.
view contents, view the product page.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Unique cost per add to cart. Usually in ecom, you have view content. Let's just give it a try just in case. Content views, that's what it's called. You don't need these little boxes because they all lead into the same thing.
Yeah, no problem.
This just goes above add to cart. Yeah, we build this out because we can visualize the funnel a little bit better and actually know what's getting results. We'll be able
For
to get to
sure.
the bottom of the issue pretty quickly with this. And then you just make
Sweet.
sure to have this saved for future reference. Oh my goodness.
Save it as
And
like the
then,
default.
yeah, exactly. So every time you load this up and hop on a call, we'll know instantly what's going on.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
All right. Where is that other content view? It's right there. Funnel overview, just so that way we know we're saving it. And boom. All right, let's see. It looks like we don't have content views set up.
Okay.
All right, we got 2 add to carts on the bottom one. So so in this case, we just cut the top 3.
Okay. Cool, cool. So you can actually cut the top three just based on the add to cards.
Yeah, because I mean, you don't have any purchases, so it's hard to tell, like, we can't really say anything based off purchases because if we look at that
Yeah.
column, then it's like, all right, what do we cut?
Yep, yep.
So let's go to the next best, the next closest one, which is add to cart. It's really close to becoming a purchase. And none of these have any, so these
Right.
are definitely not anywhere near. And just to confirm, I mean, like, if we look at the spend on these, I mean, they have $34. I mean, like, that's enough.
Yeah.
So like chop, cut, cut, cut. And then you just keep that one. And then you need to go test way more audiences.
Gotcha.
And then you got to cut way faster. You can't wait this
Okay.
long. $34 is
Gotcha.
a long time to wait. The thing is, your CPMs, which is like how much it costs you to reach 1,000 people, it's extremely high right now because it's the holiday season. So everybody's CPMs go up, which is like how many
Yeah,
people
it
you
spikes
reach
it.
per 1,000. Yeah, exactly. So like, uh, usually we'd wait until 3,000 on these, like in the
Gotcha.
video. But in this case, it would take forever to get there. So like
Yeah.
usually we just look at the next closest funnel metric and then we say, all right, if we have it, keep it. If we don't, let's just cut it and give these things about 4 to 7 days. So like 5 times 4, that's about $20. Anything close to 20, you can start cutting.
Okay.
And then if it has
Cool.
add to
And is
cart, 17. And when you start testing, if you find something better than 17, guess what we're going to do? We're going to cut this one and move it into this one.
perfect. Works for me. And even if those ads are still in learning phase, are you still allowed to like do that technically? I know that these just say active, but I'm just kind of curious about that.
Yeah, they're all going to always be in learning phase with a $500 product. I can assure you that.
Okay.
Unless you're dropping thousands, it's going to stay in learning because it's going to be too hard to get out
Gotcha.
of the learning phase.
That's kind of what
Yeah,
I figured. It's a high ticket
yeah,
item, so it's tough to push that volume, but
yeah.
cool.
So the human genius, we can just go with our own insights because we can usually beat the algorithm on that.
Yeah, that's totally fair.
All right.
Awesome. And
there's an article. Let me pull it up on my end just so that way I can give it to you real quick.
Sure, no problem.
This is for CBO and audience structuring. It's like it's a better way of doing this moving forward so you can test everything a lot more accurately.
Cool.
Are you in the Facebook ad experts group as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And all right, there we go. That's what it is. So if you just go to oops. Facebook CBO structure. This is how we're going to format your ad account.
Sweet.
All right, here we go. Boom. I want you to go ahead and launch interest audiences to test like this. So basically how this works is like this is going to be the outline, not the same ones because it's going to be, you're going to have to make sure to choose specific ones that make sense for the client, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the titling, just CBO interest testing, and then you're just going to launch a bunch of $5 dailies under there. Not the same age range. Keep the age range open because we don't know yet, right? We don't know who's buying these vacuums yet. And then like go find interests, like where anything is like really worth testing to begin with, and then just start launching them. And then what you're going to do is you're simply going to cut them extremely fast. Like don't give them much time at all. Like cut those things like $10, $20 spent. Like even that's a lot. I would just like really zone in and like say, all right, has it gotten an add to cart? If it gets an add to cart, keep it. If it doesn't, cut it. And if like for example, if your add to cart is $17 on this one, whatever your lowest cost add to cart is for an audience ad set, whatever the lowest cost is, anytime you see another ad set go past that in spending that doesn't have an add to cart, cut it. So basically, you're going to allow your ad sets to run until they hit the lowest cost add to cart. So in this case, it's $17, right? So if an audience ad set has $17.85 spend on it and no add to carts, cut because it didn't beat this one. Now, if you get an audience that $10, well, every audience after that, if it passes $10 in ad spend and it doesn't have an add to cart, cut it. You're always raising standards, right? You're always moving the ball forward. You're always moving the line, right? We're never settling. And that way it always is forcing you to push more money into the right things. It's forcing you to spend less money on the things that aren't working. We limit the amount of error, we limit the amount of failure, we save a lot more of the money for the client, and you generate a lot more results. And with something that costs $500, it can be a headache to really figure out what's going to convert the best, but this is going to be the quickest way to do so. So you'll do that with interest. So that'll be done on the campaign level. You'll, duplicate, launch it. You can follow this. It's not the most detailed thing, but it gives you the idea with the images. And then if you go down to lookalikes, you already have that, but I would launch more. If you have audience data on the site, I don't know how many visitors they have, right?
Yeah.
But like depending on how many. Go ahead.
I was gonna say they definitely don't seem to have like the most visitors. So kind of with the lookalike audience, unfortunately, it seems like we're just a little bit limited.
we need about 1,000 people on any given custom event in order to create a lookalike on it. That really makes sense for us to do it.
Right. Okay.
Cool. And then retargeting.
Yeah, appreciate your guidance.
Exactly. We're gonna launch retargeting one as well, and you'll just go after. You'll set this one to like $2 daily because you probably don't have a big audience at all. Never spend more than $5 on 10,000 people audience size. You'll use those, and then like literally just you'll have a proven one eventually. Whenever you find stuff that's proven, We'll just put it in the proven audience and that's it. I mean, like that'll be the breakout. And then just be like
Awesome.
rigorous and like ruthless and cutting and like moving budget and not spending dollars where they shouldn't be spent.
Sweet.
And then I'll
Works for me.
basically, yeah, and then I'll upload this call and you can just play it back and, you know, see exactly what needs to be done.
Awesome, man. Cool. Well, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Thank you. All right, Lucas, you've been unmuted.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm with my son right now if you hear a little noise in the background here. But I already made the mistake of using a client's ad account versus creating my own new ad account. And I'm about 6 weeks into this campaign, and I was just wondering, I'm planning on working with her for the next couple of months. Should I create a new ad account, or should I just keep using the ad account at this point?
Well, it depends. Are you getting results in that ad account?
Yeah, a lot of good results.
Yeah. Well, it also, I mean, has she had an agency previously before you?
She did, but I think that they created a new ad account, and they weren't working with her working with her ad account, um, because I couldn't view any of the campaigns or ad sets.
Okay. Is it shared with your business manager?
Yeah, but I mean, I believe so.
Yeah, I mean, in order to tell if you're in the ad account in the top right, is it like does it in the very, very top right, is that your like business manager, the company name or your name that it's under?
I Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Yeah, because if you're in the ad account, if you're going through her business manager, the reason I ask is either A,
Oh,
if,
no, sorry, I'm going through my business manager. Yeah,
okay, so it's shared. So you're still getting the same benefits of having it shared with you, even though it's her ad account, right? You're still getting the agency benefit. So you're still getting points, those every dollar spent there is still counting as you managing the money. So like your agency in the background with Facebook, it's still ranking up and, you know, eventually over time, it's still going to count towards crediting it as like Facebook rolls out stuff to you as an agency person.
yeah,
But like the only other benefit outside of that would be like if you were to have it in your business manager, one, that just gives you greater control. Two, that makes it harder for them to leave as a client because like
right,
if they know you're generating results, they're not going to be able to rip you off by stealing strategy. And then three, you know, if anything goes wrong and like, you know, somebody mistakenly gets a control of their account or wherever the case is and removes you, you
right,
know, you're not even going to have access. So I mean, like,
right,
there's a few more things, but it's really dependent on what you think the client might end up doing in the long run.
right.
So I'm
Yeah,
I'm always open to launching new ad accounts, and like, you know, we end up doing it a lot. We launch them because like they start fresh. You can organize everything from the beginning, and you can always look back on the other ad account, and you can always share access with them if needed.
right.
And with the ad account, you can mark it as, you know, it's an agency ad account, so it's not like, you know, you're treating it as yours personally. So you can let Facebook know. So I mean, there's a few more benefits of having in your business manager, but it really comes down to the bottom line of what you think is going to happen.
Right. Yeah, I don't foresee that happening, but it's always better to be safe. And then if I do decide to create a new ad account, will I just be having her share access to her Facebook pixel at that point, or
It
how
depends.
does
Do you
that
have
work
access to
with
her
people?
business manager?
I don't. Yeah, I don't have access to hers.
Do you already have access to her Pixel?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, then yeah, you can share your own access to a new ad account. You can just connect it to another ad account.
Okay.
Yeah, if you already have access, you just connect it. You just go to the Pixel settings and say connect assets and then choose the new ad account on your business manager.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. All right. Any other questions with that?
Nope, that pretty much answers. Yeah, that. Sorry, I'm a little bit distracted with a 9-month-old.
No worries. Yeah, and depending on how much she spends, it might be more or less important to really have it in your business manager. If it's over 10,000, I'd definitely, make sure it's your ad account from the business manager. All right. If there are any other questions, go ahead and ask your questions in the question box and you will be unmuted. Now's the time to ask. So go ahead and ask away. All right, Lucas, you've been unmuted.
All right, perfect. Yeah, two last questions here. Um, if I created a Facebook pixel, last 30 days, 365 days, is it does it constantly update to the visitors for the last 30 days from today, and 365 like automatically, or do you have to go back and ever create a new audience? Is that automatically up?
From the day of creation, that's the day it tracks. It doesn't pull stuff previously. It just, from that day, if you implement it on last week, 7 days ago, it's only going to have 7 days worth of data. Even if you create an audience that says last 30, it's still only going to have like 7. But then, tomorrow it would have 8 days worth of data. And then the day after that, it would have 9. So it's always going to be updating. The audience will always update, but it's really from the moment you create that pixel moving forward. So you can say 180-day audience, but if it's only been around for about 56 days, it's really a 56-day audience.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then I was going through phase 2, and I know you had mentioned to never change the age range or edit really the audience, but I'm 100% sure that about 95% of the spa's business that I'm working with is over like the age of 35 or 40. Would you still recommend not editing it in that case?
100% sure or 95% sure?
So yeah, I'm like 100% sure that about 95% of the spa's business is over 35 years old.
Why leave out the other 5%?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Just to try to get better results.
The pixel will do that work for you. It will find, if it knows, it will target those audiences better. You only exclude age range if you're 100% not only positive, but 100% sure that there's never been a recorded age in history of the company that is purchased or moved forward. So like, if you have somebody that's never, ever been the age of 18, ever, like they look through it all, like never, you can go to 19.
Right.
Like for instance, in a lot of our cases, a lot of times we don't have a lot of businesses where we're working with people over the age of 65 under any circumstance. There's really no cases we've ever found this, and so like we a lot of times we can just move it down to 64.
Right.
It has to be 100% because then if you leave out the 5%, that's actually going to hurt you in the long run because the pixel is smart enough to only spend a little bit of money on those audiences and pick them up for cheap, really small.
Okay.
Cost.
That specifically answers my question because, if it knows that, like I didn't want to waste any of our marketing dollars going towards a really small percentage of our business.
Yeah, so like how it works is that the pixel will test on its own. Like it'll spend a little money, drop like a few dollars or a few pennies every so often just to make sure that it's not mistaken. And if it gets some bites and some people move forward, it'll put a little bit more money there. But primarily it's going to focus on the age range that it knows is converting.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're getting customers in that spot, there's no sense in leaving out that 5% because it will end up costing you more money.
Okay.
Yeah. Even if it's a small amount, still not worth leaving out. All right, Raj, you've been unmuted.
Okay, so can you see my screen? How do I share?
You should be able to share. You have access.
Sharing.
You've been given access.
Okay, so screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So I wanted to see my results has got a lot better now, and this
They're
is just
getting better.
a lot better.
Oh, okay, cool.
Last year at $3, $6, $2. What I'm trying to find out is how do I need to get the impressions up, because if I look at this, right?
Yes.
I'm spending more money, but the impressions are down. I'm getting results last couple of days.
Yeah, really what the issue is, everyone has this problem right now. Everyone's facing this issue because it's the holiday CPM cost. We were just talking to our account rep. Everyone's struggling with CPM because people are just reaching everyone with the ads because there's like, you know, there's so many more advertisers online this time of year. So it spikes the cost because, you know, the people aren't growing on Facebook right now. It's really just everyone trying to reach the same audience.
Oh, okay.
So some of these ad accounts are not going to be able to reach, but like in January, when a lot of people drop off, you'll see a huge jump in the amount of impressions you get. And the easiest way to improve impressions, if you really want to like push the bar in this month, if you go to Virginia Beach, we could look at maybe some opportunities to improve it, but realistically, it's going to come down to the holidays.
Yeah, this is Virginia Beach.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So if you were to go to under My Columns, if you click that,
My columns.
Right. Oh, my default. It's right next to View Setup.
Yeah.
You could add customize columns, and then you could add. Better yet, you don't need to do that. Just X that out. Sorry. Go to breakdown. I believe it's under. Or click on columns again. There's one more way to do this, and then just select delivery. It's the third one down.
Delivery?
At the very top.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Perfect. Then the CPM on the far right. That's your cost to reach 1,000 people. So in order to reach 1,000 people, you have to pay on average $12, $12.56.
Right.
That's actually not, you know, terribly high. Right now, most people are seeing closer to like $30 on their CPMs.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like your cost per 1,000 people reached over here. They're a little high on the 15 there, but yeah, nothing really alarming. I mean, you could move, if you go to the ad set level, maybe we'd have greater transparency. Yeah, there's really not much fluctuation there. Let's go to the ad level and see if anything's spiking yet. There, oh, that one at the bottom, but it was cut. It had 50 cost per impression, but it was already turned off.
Yeah, I turned off, yeah.
If you X out that ad set, the one that says one selected in the middle, there in the center. Very top. Up
that
here.
One, right?
No. At the very, very top, there's the ad sets. It says ad sets. It highlights one selected. So if we just deselect that and go back to ads.
Okay.
And then rank it. So click on CPM in the top. Yeah, that one works too. That's fine. Yeah. All right. And then scroll down. It looks like it just ranked. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much fluctuation. It goes from $10 to $14.
Yeah,
You
it's
could
pretty.
click on the columns delivery and then change it back to the one you had, and then just switch to your my default. All right. And then look at the lead cost on those ads in the ranking.
This
So
one, right?
that
Cost
ad you
per
have
ad.
selected, yeah, that one you have selected, that one's 1638, and the one
Yeah,
below that's 26. You know, honestly, you could cut those. Those are
yeah,
probably going to be, those have a high CPM cost.
yeah. Let me just check because I've been checking what ads are not doing good. So that, yeah. This one was the best performing ad, but what happened is I replaced a picture with a high quality picture exactly like the same ad. And the newer one started performing much better than the older one.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah. It could be the audience as well, maybe.
no, it's the same audience. Let me show you the ad. It's this ad, you see?
Okay,
We just
yeah.
put in
Well, that
last
one's
night.
good too.
Yeah, it's the same picture, high quality picture, and this one started delivering.
Oh yeah, that one's outstanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, so I'd cut that one
So,
that cost 26 because you're getting leads for $3. You have 3 leads for $3. Why pay 26, right?
right. Cut both of them?
Yeah, I just turned those two off. Those are pretty high because like if you combine those dollars, that's about $42 almost. You know,
Right.
$42 in another ad would have made you like
Yeah.
an extra 10 leads.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm getting like $2, and these are doing super good. These are all the new pictures that I've added just yesterday, high quality pictures.
Oh yeah, those are good. Yeah, $2 leads. I mean, you really, that's hard to beat.
Yep, yep. Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask is this. If I look at add-ons, and I wanted to look at this, yeah.
Yes.
And I wanted to do leads, website leads, and if you look at this, 79%. Oh, wait a minute, I need to change this for last 7 days. Website leads, web leads, come. So on the woman's side, I'm spending, 65% distribution, right? Spending $448, 28 leads, roughly about $15, $16 per lead, right? And this was high, but it's going down if I look at last 2 days.
Right.
On a man's side, I spent $230 and got 6 leads, and so roughly 1/3 I'm spending, but my cost is around $40
If
towards the man.
you want to select website leads and change it to cost per website lead. Oh, does it give you that option? Maybe type it.
Yeah.
Try doing cost. There it is. Cost per lead. That'll work.
Cost per lead. Okay.
There we go. Oh yeah, that's a certainly big difference.
Oh, wait. Yeah. So this is cost. Yeah, cost is so high, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next question is, who do you have more in your? Who's the type of people who show up more? Is it more men or more women?
90% ladies. 80 to 90.
Then yeah, then you don't want that much money going towards the men's side.
Right. So then, but there's psychology, right? So sometime men would see the ad and say, "Hey, honey, you need to go sign up for this," and ladies would come in on their cell phone and say, "Well, no, they can't, right?" Well, they would say it, but they can't sign up, right? Because it's wherever the ad went in, right? So if the ad went to man's phone, he could say, "Honey, you need to sign this up," but she can't sign up from her phone, right? She has to sign up from his phone.
It's possible they can send the link.
Oh, okay.
She could Facebook it on her phone. She could type it in. She could
Mhm.
Google it.
Yeah.
There's multiple ways to do it, and that's usually where people are having a hard time of understanding how they got there. But that's exactly what you're describing. It's exactly the situation. It's the husband or the boyfriend or whatever the case is, really saying something, and then
Yeah.
they end up doing the search on their end and finding it.
Right. But my thinking is this, that those are the scenario here for 35 to 44, 45 to 54, that age group of my thinking. More the younger audience probably don't have that issue. Probably they're independent or whatever, right? It's that age group where you build up weight and things like that. 35, pregnancies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, am I spending the money wisely between men and women?
Well, the thing is, you don't want to cut it off completely because then you can lose a lot of luckiness, quote unquote lucky, because
Right.
it's that case where it's like it's the man or men saying something to the relationship and they end up searching it on their end and
Yeah.
finding it.
Mhm.
And then also there is cases like you said where there are men, you have some percentage of them. But the problem is it's still a large portion compared to how many ladies actually show up versus guys. And
Right.
you're not only, more ladies showing up, but you're paying a lot more for the men.
Yeah.
So the thing is, the pixel usually has to decide where to push the budget. So like you said, last 2 days, what does it look like? So this is the last 7. We know it spent 230.
Yeah.
Let's
Last
see,
2
like
days are gonna be
33% went to men. In the last 2 days, what percentage went to men?
Let's take 2 full days, right? 9 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's include 11 because I got good results at today too.
19%. That is a huge drop from 7 days. So the pixel is identifying already where the shift is happening on its end. So it
Okay.
knows it's shifting the budget for you. So actually you're fine because like just recently we can tell, it went from 36 down to 19. Like that's a big drop.
Yeah.
Within just a few days, it's already taken off 17 percentage points. You went from
Yeah.
spending a larger percentage. It knows, so it's learning on its own. And keep this in mind. Go to the scroll up just a little bit. Scroll up just a little bit. In the top left, it's going to tell you how much the pixel is learning. 64% of the money being spent in your ad account right now is strictly so the pixel can understand the analytics better. Only 25% of your budget is actually being spent on what works. The pixel's only putting 25% of your budget into things that work right now.
Okay.
If you give it enough time and it gets that other 64% into what works, you wouldn't have spent $1 more, but will have an unimaginable amount of more results than you would have right now.
Really?
So
Wow.
yeah, learning phase is the pixel is literally spending money on learning. It's testing, the gender, it's testing the age, it's testing the audience, it's testing a cluster, it's testing a location, it's testing a street, it's testing a behavior behind the scenes, not things you're choosing. It's going through all of these clusters, trying to figure stuff out on its own. It's spending 64% of your budget, 64.9%, figuring stuff out on the back end.
Yeah.
And it's going to decrease over time. That budget is that learning phase. It's going to go down and down and down as it figures out. And when we can notice just in the last few days, it's already learned a lot more.
Yeah.
So their algorithm, and the data-driven model they have going on, it's picking this stuff up subtly. It's understanding it better for you, and it's moving the budget accurately. Because just what your prediction and how you're showing me this, I could see exactly what you're saying. And like the pixel's following as well in the back end. It's keeping up.
Yeah.
So just give it some more time, and like just how you have so far, results are going up. It should just keep trending, up and to the right. It's just going to keep trending as more money gets put towards what's working.
So I should look at this, and what should be the
You can expand it if you'd like.
time?
Yeah, on the top right, you see that little arrow over there? Just expand it, and it'll give you a breakdown of what's going on.
Oh, wow. Okay. So This is the learning time. The purple is the amount spent, and the green is a learning time. Learning amount spent, and the learning limited. Is learning limited? Learning limited is, what is learning limited? It's an earlier period, isn't it? Or
Learning limited means that there's not enough money going to the audience for the pixel to even be able to learn. Like there's just not enough budget being dedicated to it.
Oh, okay.
You don't want too much learning limited,
Right.
and you don't want too much in learning.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, the best case is, remember how we were discussing 20% of the budget should probably be towards testing.
Right, and 80%.
So that translates to about 20% learning phase.
Okay.
But since you've launched so many new things, of course, we can't really control that percentage until we give it some more time.
Yeah, and we made a lot of changes yesterday.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that'll do it. And then in the top right, it gives you the amount spent. You can actually drop that down right there, and then like you can choose the ad sets. You can see what is actually in learning.
Oh,
so it looks like, yeah, it is. It looks like you launched a lot of ads recently.
Yeah. A lot of ads, a lot of content changes and things like that. Yeah, a lot of ads yesterday and day before and today. Yeah, okay. And then, so just a wild idea, does it make sense, like if I created just audience as a man and pitch in both had, maybe even just ladies ad, to see if I get any results? Maybe specifically create a man audience and pitch in the ad that says we're looking for 40 ladies and see if I get any results, right? That would be a test to see if man would be influencing ladies at all, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly a test. And you can also go to your ad. If you go to that ad, go to, actually, sorry, stay right where you were. I'll show you. There's a better way to do this. Go back one where the learning was. It was showing you the learning.
Yeah.
If you click creative reporting on the left, and then you go to the 40 ladies ad that you're referring to, if you just try to find it.
Yeah, right here. Those are all delivering.
All of them? Results. Okay, go to breakdown.
Most of them, we are down to those.
Yeah, let's do the breakdown in the top right.
Yeah.
And let's just do by delivery. And then let's just do gender. There you go. And then we can actually like see what percentage and what cost it is per gender. Go back to gender maybe. To see versus men, to see what the cost is for results, because that way you wouldn't even have to run the test. You could actually check here and do the math. And look, it looks like only $2 was spent. It's really not a lot, but I mean, it didn't, it hasn't got anything yet.
Very
go down.
Yeah, right here. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, look at that. 3 leads right there. $1.32 for male on the second one, and they spent 6 and got 0 result for the female.
Where are you looking at? This one?
Yep.
3 leads by man, $1.32 per lead. Okay, that's good. Yeah. There are 2 of them for ladies. Okay. 3 leads. No leads. Okay. 1 lead. So man is always coming lower.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge variation. I mean, they're pretty neck and neck in some degree.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess this does give an idea then. I just have to break it down by, a week or something like that, right? And just over the video see what it looks like.
Yeah, because the pixel's running all these tests, the same questions you're having, the pixel's like probably doing it, and you can basically just reveal what it's like testing, and you can kind of see what's going on and seeing its decisions. And then basically, if it's making continuous bad decisions, and it's just like, all right, we're going to control you a little bit. We're not going to allow you to target this person or this type of audience anymore.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes the thing likes to dump money in ads that don't work. Like we saw that one that was at 26, and it's like, you know, why did you put so much money in the ad and reached over 3,000 people when you didn't even get a single, you know, but one soul out of 3,000 people? Why one soul?
Yeah.
That's a case where, like, you know, the pixel is just like really pushing money where it shouldn't be. And you control it by turning off that ad. Now it can't even go there.
Yeah. Okay. But, you know, I think I'm at a point where I can't improve anymore. I mean, I'm at, you know, $5, $4, $3, $1.32, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the results are fantastic.
Yeah, those are hard to beat. I mean, that really is good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I have to give it time and see how it goes, right? And just keep checking along.
Yeah, exactly. Just try to get I mean, all the ad accounts, get them up to that speed, and then like, yeah, I mean, this was a quick turnaround, and it didn't take, but you guys didn't do this, but within 10 days.
Yeah, 7 days. But see, this is the ad, the 40 ladies ad. This is 1 year old ad, right? That Jim Launcher created this. And somehow we thought that, you know, maybe people are, you know, getting bored with the same ad, and we moved to something else. And now we are back, and you can see the results.
Yeah. I mean, I'll tell you this. We have one client that's running it. They've been running the same ad for 3 years now, but they just keep putting it in like new audiences. Like, you know, they just keep finding new audiences, and the thing just won't ever give out. It's just like it's running this race, and you know, it's never ending. It's still going at the same return, same results for 3 years now.
Yeah, and it's like this particular ad and few other pictures, you know, they're consistently, every time you pitch in, everybody just clicks and signs up. It's just amazing.
So. Yeah, I mean, like that's, you know, it's really hard to get to this point. So I mean, like it's great that you're getting these costs. I mean, like, yeah, the spin too. Like, I mean, it's all consistent right now. Like it'll play, and just wait until January. Like this is supposed to be the worst month in results. Right. Like really, in the fitness industry, this should be the worst month of results. And if that's what this looks like, you know, honestly, I'll think you'll pay pennies in January. Like really, pennies.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. I'll read out. Yeah. Thanks.
All righty.
Thank you, Chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mario Lucas, you've been unmuted. Lucas? Hey, Lucas, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. I heard that you're not supposed to say or call out gender in ad copy, like ladies or women.
Where'd you hear it?
Just in another course that I had taken.
Well, did you just see that ad that we were just going over?
Yeah, that's why I asked.
It's one of the best ads, and it's a prime example of, you know, it works.
Yeah. In your experience, have you ever seen an ad get shut down for saying ladies, women, men, so forth?
No, because well, yeah, I mean, it depends, because like they're going to look into like it's all about reputation in business. If the business is verified, if it looks like it's a legitimate business, if it doesn't look like a scam and it looks legit, in their case, it's fitness, right? So it makes sense. But like if you're talking about like something else, it can go down the wrong road, and yes, people can get their ads shut off for it. That's why they have to look into the actual, like, what the business is, like what is the company, and then like they look at the verification. Is it a real company? Do they have a real address? How long have they been running ads? There's so many qualification standards that go into it, and you can get away with a lot of things once you have those verified metrics and like all of those the reputation actually built up.
Okay.
So like, for instance, we work with like a lot of large brands, and like we're able to like use lines of text that like most people would never even dream of being able to use, like stuff that actually like, you know, can get people to convert at a very high level because like the wording is just so well written that it's just like, you know, everybody wants to jump on it because it sounds so good.
Right.
But like, you know, it you know, it touches on some degree some line, but like the brand is so well known that it gets approved because it's like, you know, there's no scams going on, there's no illegitimate things happening here, so it's totally fair for this ad to run. But
Right.
people who don't have that reputation or don't have like that brand or don't have that legitimacy or long timeline of running ads or have anything verified, it's really hard to get away with things. And the policy gets so tight and strict on things that people aren't even able to go there. So like, you know, sometimes they can't say ladies or men or anything like that, and
Right.
their ads do get blocked. But it comes
Right.
down to validation. And at the end of the road, you know, if you have that validation, you're able to say things that people can't, and that allows you to get costs that people can't. You know, paying $1 for leads is not an easy job. Most people will never see that in the light and day of their business.
Right.
But like when you have those, like, you know, that brand image, that validation, that timeline, those things, it adds up very quickly. And you can do
Okay.
that. There's actually an article. I'll pull this up on my end so that way you can set this up pretty quickly for clients as well to get them there. And it will give you a huge advantage because, you know, when you can say things that other people can't, you can make it a lot further, right?
Right.
So let's pull this up. Yeah, it all comes down to how much Facebook trusts everything. New advertisers, it's almost non-existent. Yeah, you would get blocked in an instant.
Yeah, and then when you say blocked, would you get like a warning, or do they just shut down your ad account?
No, they would just turn off you'd have to just try to get your ad reapproved.
Okay.
Yeah, you only get blocked if you really have done like some serious violation. Here it is. I'll drop it in here. Can you see
Yeah.
this?
So, yep, I can see it.
I don't know if you've seen this article, but like this here will add a lot of validation and trust to your stuff for your client or for your agency, either one.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll let
Actually,
you
I
say
didn't.
things. Like we
Yeah.
use Facebook in our ad, like the word Facebook. Like you're not supposed to use the word Facebook in your ads, period. Like they don't want you to use their brand name in their ads at all. It's like, you know, it's a policy 101. It's brand standard. It's a no, you know? We have thousands of ads that use that word. Not only that, but we have no issues with getting things approved. Like they're not disapproving us on a massive level
Yeah.
by any.
Is that
And we have
because
an assigned rep. Yeah, exactly. We're not only partnered with Facebook, but we also have an assigned rep to that ad account, and even that's unheard of because that rep even approves of the ads. They're like, yeah, this is great. So they try to align themselves with legitimacy, trust, and reputation and brand. If they can do that, they're not going to worry about what's being said because that level of trust is there, right?
Right.
And if you can get that, that's a golden ticket to being in. Once you're in, you can run things on ads that are like I said, people just aren't able to do, and that gives you a huge advantage over people. Because, you know, if you're able to do things that other people can't, it's unbeatable. How can people compete?
Yeah, exactly. So when you were starting, like, did it take you a while to kind of build your business up so that you could use the word Facebook in your ad copy, or, I mean, did you try right away, or what did that look like?
Yeah, exactly. We did try right away, and everything got disapproved. So we didn't run ads. We took we stepped back. We were like, all right, this isn't going to work. And we tried a few different angles, and we're like, you know what, we're not going to get anything unless we use that word. Like we need it. Like there's no other way of pitching this because people aren't even going to know what they're getting into to begin with. We have to use the word. That's our business. We only focus on Facebook ads. You know, how could we not use that word?
Right.
And so we ended up just verifying on every single degree. We took verification to an entire different level. You know, I submitted my passport, my ID. I like verified my home address, my business address, like my entire identity, you know, social, all of it. You know, it's like they got every document they could.
Right.
And not only that, we ended up partnering with Facebook with the agency because we'd spent so much. And you'll get it too as you spend money. It just happens. You get access to the agency hub, which gives you a lot of tools and things you can do.
Right.
And like if your website has an SSL, if you verified your website with Facebook and you tell them that you're the owner, if you've connected your business account so that way they know what your Instagram is and it's connected to a Facebook page, if you verified your business manager and verify you have an LLC or whatever type of organized document that legitimate, like actually says you're a legit business, and then you verified the ad account and tell them like, hey, this is the ad account as our agency, we're running for our client, or you tell them that it's your ad account, you're running it as an agency, you have to like tell them those things. It adds trust. You put in the two-factor, you get a backup admin, you end up verifying the Instagram and Facebook page on the back lines. Doesn't mean you have a badge or anything, it just means you're verified. It just means it's real. You verified your identity, you submit all these things. I mean, like, what more is there to ask once they know all this? They know it, they know it's true. Then like once you have a good profile image, you have a good header, you're posting regularly, you're not doing anything that's on the edge of like violating by any means. And then you can start testing with your copy, start, pushing the boundaries, start pushing things differently than most people would be able to do. And soon enough, you'll notice like, why aren't you getting disapproved like you used to? It's almost gone. And now you're getting to talk to Facebook. Now you're getting to speak with somebody at the actual organization. And now you're developing a relationship. And now they're like, hey, we want to invite you to this, hey, come take a tour of the Facebook headquarters. We have the largest open office space in the United States. Seriously, they'll do those things. They're like, hey, we want to buy you dinner. They'll invite you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, especially when you're flushing that amount of cash to their platform, and providing quality content because it's their platform and they want to protect it, and you get the best content like you're providing to people. So, you think that for this spa, then 90% of her clients literally are women. You think I should have no problem? The fact that she's an established business, she's got 5,000 followers already. She's run ads before. If I say ladies of Naples,
go for it. Why not test it?
Okay. And for some reason, I mean, I probably wouldn't, but if you got your ad account shut down, I don't know if that's ever happened to you. Do you just create a new ad account, or do you have to talk to Facebook, or like what? You might even have a video on that. I haven't watched. What
happens? We haven't created any content on that because then we track the types of people who run into those occurrences regularly. But the answer is usually what happens with ad account disapprovals is before that happens, there's some mass disapproval or violation that happened on a very high level, like a very high level where it's like every single ad in the entire ad account was violating policy and there was just a mass run on it, mass disapproval. And that just strikes the account so hard, because there's just nothing left. It's annihilated every single ad in your ad account that it's almost like, it's such a violation that they're like, block ad account off. Another thing is you can spend a ton of money. You can drop $2,000 in Facebook ad credit, and then all of a sudden the credit card gets declined. That will set them off because now they're $2K out. And that can get you locked. And then if you have a mass disapproval come through and they go through your ads and like turn them off at the same time, then you've done double blow to them and the ad account just gets shut off completely.
Right.
So when people are talking about their ad accounts getting shut off, it's usually like, they're putting in a light word of saying, I don't know why this happened, but realistically, there's something that really did go down that severely crippled their, account. So I don't think that would happen. What would happen is you get ads disapproved, right? So what you do is you just test one ad. Just launch one. Don't create 1,000 of them. Because if you have 1,000 ads you launch into testing, but you've only ever tested 100 ads, that's a 10 to 1. And if all 1,000 get disapproved when you launch them with the new word, looking for this type of person in this blank, right? What do you think is going to happen? It's a 10 to 1 ratio of blockage. It's going to lock the ad account really quickly. So start on a small scale. You launch one ad to test it if it gets approved. Now, if you only have 100 ads you've ever tested, now it's a 1 to 100 ratio. One ad tested, 100 ads proven. The ratio is so small that it'd be nearly impossible, if unimaginable, that they'd ever do anything about it.
Right.
And if you have this implemented, I would be severely mistaken if anything ever did happen. Yeah.
No, I'll definitely slowly go through that later. Last question I had. I have 2 clients that I'm working with. I didn't create a new ad account. I'm using their ad account. that they had set up. I know I kind of started the wrong way here. And then my third ad account, my own personal ad account, it was for my agency, but I don't have anything to advertise for my agency right now, nor do I want to. And that was,
Mhm.
I have to flush money through that in order to get opened up for more ad accounts. What would you recommend I do? Because I need to open up new ad accounts for a couple of the new businesses that I'm going to be working with, and I don't want to use their ad account.
Yeah, let me show you. We're the master of getting access to ad accounts. Nobody can
Okay,
beat us on numbers. I've never met somebody in my entire life who has more access to us than ad accounts.
perfect. Because I know I'm limited to one until you flush some money through, even if it's like 20, $50. The point is like, I don't care about the $50. I just don't want to advertise for my agency right now. Because
Hmm.
I literally have nothing to advertise because I'm trying to specifically target a very select niche.
Yeah, check this out. We have about 2,500 ad accounts allowed to be created right now.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's gonna beat that. Most people don't even have more than 3 or 5 or 30 or 100. Most people have never seen more than that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I
that's
mean, like,
all under one business manager for you.
look, this isn't even an entire year yet on this one, on this business manager. We have a lot of business managers, but like this one's like
Okay.
just 1 year old. 2,500, we can get a few 10,000 if we wanted to. What I mean, like, when are we going to create that many? There's no way we can onboard that many clients.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so the quickest way to do it, just verify your business manager. Just go through and get this thing verified. Make it a
Okay.
primary page. Verify it. Business verification. Enter in the legal name. Do you have an LLC? If not, get a DBA or something. Get it in here.
Right.
Business phone, I'm not a lawyer, so I mean, you'll have to look into it, but I would recommend getting some level of like business verification. Tax ID, enter it in, website, enter it in, get your website verified with Facebook, add another admin to your account, even if it's your own Facebook, just somebody in there that can be as a backup. And then basically max out the ad accounts you have. How many do you have created?
So I'm using, so I've access to two people's ad accounts, and then I only have access to one ad account right now because I didn't flush any money
Okay.
through it. I think once I flush money through that one ad account, which I already set up for my agency, then they were going to open up, I think I could open up 50 or 100 after that point, but I'm kind of
Yeah,
stuck right
you should go from 1 to 5. They should give you about 5. Like you should be able to create up to 5 at that point. That's the
now.
next
Okay.
unlock. So if you already have one and you're maxed out one of one, then basically like the only thing you need to do is just get the stuff verified, see if it changes. If it doesn't, just go to, let me pull it up,
So where was that tab right there, Chase?
business info in your business manager. If you click on the gear icon in the very top right,
Okay.
and then on the very bottom left, you're going to click business info. And Facebook, I'm gonna pull this other thing up. Now, the last time I showed somebody that accessing business support, it didn't show up on their side because they didn't have access to business support. So this might be a hit or miss with you. But if you go to Facebook business/help, and then you click on support, you see this on my end?
Yep.
Contact our support team, wait time 6 minutes. You just hit chat,
Okay.
and then you just type in like, hey, I'm about to sign on some more. Hey, you actually do this. Hey, I just signed on a new client. I need access to creating more ad accounts ASAP. Please please give me some more ad accounts super soon. I'm ready to start spending their marketing budget. When they read that, they're like, oh man, this guy's ready to like unload some dollars from his clients here. We need to give him some ad accounts so he can grow.
Right.
But if you go in there and you're like, give me some ad accounts, they're gonna be like, no. They're gonna be like, who are you?
Right.
Why? Like, what's the purpose? Why do you want more? Like, really, do you need any? You know? But when
Yeah,
you come in
exactly.
there and you're like, I have clients, I just signed, we have contracts, I need to create ad accounts, and I just realized I don't even have access to create another ad account. How am I going to spend any marketing dollars? These people are going to have a heart attack on their end and instantly, send you
Right.
access.
Right.
Because that's their job too. They want to make sure that, Facebook relies on agencies. That's a huge contender in their marketing budget. So they need to have good relationships. And if they know that's the case and you are bringing on more clients and you are putting more money in their platform and you are getting results, of course they're going to give you more ad accounts.
Yeah.
But make sure
So
you're verified at the same instance because it even makes things better.
yeah. So just wondering, just you have a lot of rapport with Facebook. You built a good relationship with them, which of course has come with spending a lot of money. Um, does it make any difference if you spend money for somebody else's ad account versus creating new ad accounts in your business manager to build that
No,
relationship?
I thought for the longest time, for about 2 years running, that for every dollar we spent in somebody else's ad account, it didn't do anything for us, but I actually was mistaken, and it does. It does still count. It's the same level of counting. The only
Okay.
difference is, the client it's theirs, right? They can always take it and they can always give it to somebody else to repeat, right? We do it
Right.
all the time. We like whenever we take on a new client, we instantly, jump into their ad account and start looking at what the other agency was doing and like take what was good and just like, throw out all their stuff that was bad. And then we
Right.
implement our methods plus whatever they had working, and it's like, it's a win-win for us.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, we don't want that happening to us though. We don't want somebody else doing that. So of course we're not going to let anybody get access to that. That's why we have it in our ad accounts.
Right. I know I'm going to create new ad accounts for future clients, but I think for this one, I mean, she's so clueless on the power of her own data. She gave me a list of 13,000 emails. I'm like, I could literally take this. I don't even have an official contract with you yet. I mean, she paid me, but I didn't have my contract finished with her. She gave me 13,000 emails. I'm like, easily if I was a con artist, I could probably sell this to another spa, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, the level of trust is definitely there. So I think I might just be working with her ad account. But yeah, that's good to know. That's good to know that that still counts for my credibility with Facebook because I'm going to be flushing a lot of money through her account.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull something up to show you without actually revealing something too much on our end, but because I can show you actually somebody else's ad account that isn't ours that we're spending money on that's actually still going towards our points. Like there's an entire points table behind the scenes that people don't get access to until they've spent, a considerable amount of dollars. They get access to the hub. I'm gonna show it to you if I can. All right, let's see. Here we go. Yeah, I got something. It doesn't show us the spend. 1 second. I'll just double check something. Yeah, I don't go in here too often. This thing's just full of stuff that I don't even look at. Here we go. This is a small amount of spend. I'm just going to take a screenshot. That'll be easier.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Took a small one at the bottom half, and then I can pull up something else for you. It's pretty cool anyways. All right, here we go. Here we go. I think I can share this. I don't think anything's on here. All right, cool. I'm gonna show you this. Never before seen. First time. I was kidding. All right, check it out. This is the agency hub, all right? This is what you get access to after you drop $1 million into the ad account. You see this?
Yep. So $1 million across several accounts, or
Yeah, just across several, as long as you
okay.
hit that number to some degree. And it
Yeah,
might change. I don't know what, they always change the boundaries for when you get access to the stuff. But this is a very low spending client, okay? But it's still one. You get there's so much stuff you can go through here, but I mean just to keep it simple. This right here is just an example. Like it highlights the agency. It's a advertiser recommendation. So they give you basically trainings, and they also tell you like things you can optimize to improve on. This is basically like the top recommendation list for a specific client. This is CFREI. We don't have to talk about who the client is. The thing is, it's just giving you recommendations on things you can do. And like it tells you like all of these things you can implement to improve. And not only that, but it's giving you creative ideas. It gives you a ton of things like most frequent recommendations, largest opportunities, ways to make budget moves, strategic stuff. Because when you're spending a lot of money, it's always in Facebook's favor to say, all right, let's teach them how to spend it a little bit better, because if it works, they're going to stay, right? You can watch the demo. You can ask for your account rep, all of these things. We can contact them. We have a call button, all of those things, right? The other thing is, I just pulled up a screenshot, so I'll just drop it on here. And then I'll just pull it up real quick. And we'll drop it here. Can we see that? There it is. Same screen, right? They look the same, right? This.
Yep.
If we look at the bottom CFREI, we're just looking at that, right? We're just talking about like the things you can do for recommendations. That is another ad account that we don't even have access to, okay? I mean, we do have access to it, but it's not our ad account, it's theirs, right?
Right.
The percentage is the amount of points that you're still getting from this thing. We're still locking in 100%. It's counting it as dollars we've spent, as if it's the dollars we've controlled. Because we're the ones making the edits. We're the ones moving the budget. We're the ones making the decisions, because it's in our business manager, but it's not our ad account. So it's still ranking us up. It's still giving you agency client analysis. It's still giving you points. You're still getting all these percentage things going towards you.
Yeah. So do you as an agency, just the fact that you have such good standing, you spend so much money with Facebook, is that a factor in determining your like future placements, and does Facebook favor you in the algorithm at all?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we get better costs on everything.
Yeah. It
And
makes sense. The more you produce of something, the cheaper it gets.
yeah, not only that, but I mean, we fine tune the method, and like we shared in the program and on these calls. I mean, like you can get the same cost. I mean, like we have people getting $1 leads. I mean, yeah, they don't have the same level of access we do, but I mean, like, where are they getting, such cheap costs, and like the time of the year that's the most expensive? Who pays $1 in this time, this month, when there's millions of advertisers hopping online to drop thousands of dollars? Facebook jumps in billions in spend this month, but people are still maintaining results and getting better results. Why? Because like there's always a better method out there. But the bottom line is you can still get little competitive edges that make huge strides forward with a lot of spend. Because if we can get any little competitive edge when we're spending a lot of money, that doesn't just make a little impact. That's a huge impact.
Right.
And the thing is, like, when I say we get better results because we have all these things, it really comes down to the bottom line of being able to be validated, right? Like we have everything proven. Like Facebook, if you go read deep in the archives of what they report on and what they report in the algorithm, if your page website doesn't load less than 3 seconds, it tells you in the archives of their actual policies and of their actual terms and all of their like Facebook algorithm work that if your site's going to load over 3 seconds, they're going to limit the amount of people you reach by like, a certain amount of percentage. So you're already paying more money to reach the same guy as somebody else who just has a faster website than you. Why? Because Facebook wants a better experience. They don't want their people to wait on anything.
Right.
4 seconds in their terms is like making somebody, wait a few hours. That's like how they see things. If your site's under 3 seconds, they're like, all right, that's quick enough. Improve the page speed by a second, and you're going to double the amount of people you reach without spending a single dollar more. So what do you think we're doing? We're always improving page page speeds. That's one way to do it. Another way is if you don't have an SSL, the actual security lock, this thing, if you're not secured, they tell you, hey, we're gonna limit the amount of people you reach.
Right.
They also say, hey, if you have too much text in your image, we're definitely going to limit the amount of people you reach, right? And then like, the advantages where you can actually get something without changing much, it's where you can like run an ad like that usually is disapproved for most people, but it's approved for you because you have all of those things, that trust factor. That's where it's like you can actually get a huge advantage in some degree.
Right.
But like there's little advantages anybody can pick up on. They can grab thousands of them. And if you pick up enough of them, no other advertiser is not even going to be in the same ballpark. They're always going to overpay. Always. This isn't a bid war. People don't just walk into the room in an auction and like, the next best person raises their highest dollar amount wins. That's not the case anymore. That might be Google, where everybody who's just throwing up their cards in the auction room, who $5, all right, this guy chose 10, let's give it to him, right? It's not like that. because they have to sell it off search volume, right? There's only, if 100 people search for the same keyword, it's like real estate. It's a limited amount, and the price is going to be determined by highest bidder because it's a limited volume. You know, there actually is a scarce amount. With Facebook, on the other hand, they have a hell of a lot of people. They have like 2.4 billion. So really, it's not a scarcity issue. The issue is keeping the users happy. So they implement a different type of bidding strategy. It's not, you know, dollar to dollar. It's who provides the best experience. Gonna have a faster website speed? Boom, you're gonna get ranked higher. You can pay. If you spend $1 and another guy spends another $1, if you reach 1,000 people for $1 and this guy spends $1, he's only gonna reach 100 because his website loads 1 second slower than yours. He's gonna reach 10 times less people because of that. That's an example, right? But it goes much further than that. You take it from the website speed, you take it from the security, you take it from the engagement rate experience, you take it from how the reflection is on the ads, what are people commenting, what's the page feedback. All of these little things are like little percentage points that get thrown into your rankings and the results you get. Next thing you know, you tally enough of these things up, you're hitting costs that are just unbelievable. You're getting super low cost in the most expensive buying time of the year, Christmas, holidays, right? Spending dollars to get results while people are dropping, you know, hundreds on the same thing as you are, reaching the same people. Why? Because they just don't look into the details.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah. You can find these things. I'll show you this. This isn't even BS. Like, we look at this now, right? I mean, like, I spent so many hours going through these things. And the thing is, sometimes you can't even find this stuff. Like, it's so well hidden. Facebook hides it so well. There's just like those who seek is those who find, right? It's not just like easy information to get access to. Like, there's even cases where people are able to pay. They're able to spend, like, some people get charged per impressions. Like, there's even like ways you can actually pay only when you get a purchase. Like, imagine that. Like, you think you might be doing a purchase conversions campaign where you're actually paying 25 every time somebody purchases or whatever, but it's realistically it's still charging you until it purchases. But there's actually ways to set it up to where you only pay if they purchase. So if Facebook spends $1,000 and they never get a purchaser and you turn off the account, you're actually not going to be liable for the money, and you're still in good standing. There's stuff you can do like that, like the craziest things that most people would never even have known you could do. And also interest versus lookalikes, they reward people who use lookalikes more than interest. That's another thing. You know, that's why we're so torn about doing interest audiences. It's just ridiculous what they upcharge you for that stuff. Because a lot of that, they have to buy that information, so they're going to make you pay for it. And they tell you this too. You can find this stuff. This is like all things. All right, here we go. Here's just one thing. This is not the one of the. This is another example I haven't even used yet. You see this? Can you see it?
Yep, I can see it.
Yeah, this is best practices for page ownership and business manager. So I mean, like, these are just things. Like, I didn't even mean to go this one. I just stumbled across it. But like, it tells you, like, when another business such as an advertising or creative agency helps manage your page, your business should still own the page and your business manager. Add the other business to your business manager as a partner, then grant them access. Why would they use such forceful language here, but you're able to do it another way? You know, you could set this up a totally entire different way, but why are they using, you know, this type of language to say it? You should. Like there's so much bias in this text, it's unreal. They're basically saying like, hey, you know, here's the green card over here. Don't go to the red one. If you choose this, you know, so here we go. And there's cases where you'll actually find page speeds, which I was trying to look for that page, where it'll tell you your anything over 3 seconds is going to limit your reach. Like flat out, it'll say it. But like some of this text, you can compare this. Like this has bias in it, and it's very obvious that like if you don't do it this way, there's something on the back end that you don't know about that's actually gonna, you know, be in your negative if you don't follow the way they're talking here. But like in other cases, they're just straight up about it. They're like, hey, here's what's gonna happen. You know, we're gonna limit the reach if you have too much text in your images. Like it's flat out, we'll do it. You know, I don't know if you've ever seen something like that where it's actually told you. But this is all the time. Like another thing is keeping everything in a line of business. That like we do that with all of our clients. These are just little things that there's so many things that can add up. Yeah, I could go to our agency one and it'd probably blow it up faster, but here we go. I don't know if I haven't read this yet, but see that right there? That is a freaking crazy giveaway. Below, you'll find some of the key attributes of your ad account and post-click experiences like landing pages that we consider low quality. That we consider. Well, what is it? What is it low quality? Just what we consider. Facebook is a biased, an unbelievable biased organization, and they don't give out a lot of details. So you have to read through these things to really understand what is going on and what is actually affecting what we get results for. If your ad contains any of these attributes, the ad quality component of your ad's total value may be relatively lower, making it less competitive in auctions. That's flat out the definition of them going to charge you more than anybody else if you have what they call a considerable low quality ad. It's just flat out what they consider low. So that means it will cost more and you will see fewer results than it would if it did not contain these attributes. You know, why don't most people know this stuff up front, right? Like, why can't they just tell people, right? Why do we have to do so much digging? They said we recommend avoiding these attributes in your ad content and post-click experience, including landing pages to help maximize your ad's performance. You know, there isn't some tutorial when you launch your ad account that walks you through this stuff. You have to find this on your own if you really want to know. Here we go. This one's obvious. It's the text and image. Anytime you have that, if you throw your logo in there, you throw your text in there, you throw that in there, boom, you're already going to lose. Video thumbnails that contain too much text. Image or video thumbnails can show significant text. You can learn more and actually figure out what it means.
Do you just recommend not putting text on images at all?
Yeah, like we have clients that are like, oh no, we need our logo on the bottom right. It's like, no, don't. It's like, no, we're doing it. It's brand policy. Our company requires brand policy. We're a large organization, corporation. You know, we have 500,000 employees. It's required. It's like, we don't, you know, that might be a formality at your company, but that's not how it works with Facebook, okay? That's going to cost you triple the amount if we do that. Just having your logo there, that's a 3 times upsell, like a 3 times cost.
Yeah, so even if you put it in Facebook text overlay and it's totally approved, it still may cost you more.
Yeah. They still, yeah, on the back end, they're hiking the cost. You can look at the CPMs. Just look at a text image versus not. Even if it was approved, just look at the CPM cost. It's going to be wildly different.
Okay.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, we have ads that we run with text, right? Because they do convert, they do get good costs, right? But I mean, we are paying a lot more to reach people. But I mean, there's some cases where like, if it's not only just a winner, but it's like an unbelievable winner with the text on there, like the upside of having the text is just so high, even if Facebook tripled your cost, it would still make sense to do it because it still 4x decreases it, right? You see what I'm saying here? You can get away with it.
Yeah.
But those are such rare instances, and you would have to test so much that it wouldn't even be worth it. You would have to really know. You would really need to know beforehand if you tried to do that.
Because I saw a lot of like big agencies or big names in the business put like Black Friday, all caps, on their images a
Yeah,
couple weeks ago.
yeah.
I figured
Some
if
of
they
them
did,
are,
it must have been worth it.
it's either that or they are totally clueless. Like you'd be very surprised at how many agencies that are just recklessly don't even understand. It's so bad. It's so bad.
What?
We've had huge clients that are so happy with the results, and we take one peek at them, and we're like, you're really happy with this? Like, you're happy with this agency? Like, you're paying 4 times more than what you should be, and they're like, you're happy? Why don't you pay 4 times less? What would you be then? Like, would you be running around in the room screaming, happy? And we do it. We can cut it by 4x. Then they fire their agency, and they're just like, oh my goodness, we didn't even know that was possible. How'd you even get it that low? It's because they didn't even know the other agency. They were really good at what they did, but they didn't even know all the small things.
Yeah. In one of the videos I was watching today, you were talking about increasing social proof on the ad by putting the same post ID on all of the ads. Do you have to do that in the ad manager before, and then copy and paste the post ID, or can you do that on the backside, on the back end?
The easiest way to do it is just duplicating an ad, switching the ID, and then duplicating it over and over and over again.
Okay.
That's the fastest. There's really no other way to do it. That's super quick. It's really one of those time-consuming things.
Okay.
Another thing is like, here we go, withholding information. Like these are things, right? Ads that withhold information in order to entice someone to click a link and understand the full context of something. For additional tips on removing this and other forms of clickbait, use the word clickbait. You would think that it would be a little bit more like a professional language, but I mean, like, they've got their YouTubers language like rolling through here as well. Publishing best practices. You click on this and it's going to tell you every word you should never use for clickbait. Use the word click here, done. Hey, check this out, done. Anytime anytime you recommend somebody something or like point them in a direction, and it's going to charge you more. And it's not even going to tell you it's going to raise your fees. It just is. And then you're going to wonder why does my ad cost so much? Well, you never get to find out unless you look this deep.
Yeah. Is that specifically for ad copy, or is that headlines as well?
Ad copy, these are 2 bad examples. You'll be shocked. That's like gone. You'd never believe, gone. Like that's a no-no. Most celebrities were floating, gone. Looking, gone. Just 1 serving of this rare, gone. Tropical vegetable, gone. That's vague language. Tropical vegetable, you'd be like, oh, that's fine. No, wrong. Tropical vegetable? What the hell is that? What is a tropical vegetable? I don't know what it is. Is that a banana? Seriously, these are the questions. What is that? Vague language is an instant turn off to Facebook. It's so marked low quality that it's unbelievable. And it goes literally in disruptive content policy. You can lock your ad account up for using the word tropical vegetable. Could you imagine? People go through and say, hey, why is my account blocked? Tropical vegetable. What? What do you mean? They don't tell you that. They're not going to tell you. Because then people would they go bonkers on Facebook. They're not going to give you the information. But if you go here, you found out it's because of that. You can't use vague language. Melting the fat off? Wrong. Can't use it. Since sensationalized language includes using exaggerated headlines or commanding a reaction from people. That creates an unexpected experience when people click to a landing page. So, how in the world does Facebook figure out what that means? Well, It's pretty crazy. You'd be surprised. For additional tips on removing this, you can click it. So basically any image that makes somebody like triggered, that's a sensational image. You know, like how would Facebook know how do you know when somebody's getting triggered? Well, if that person goes and makes a post or is like, oh, this like, goes on a rant or shares it and says, goes on a rant or like, puts some crazy instant like emoji and then like comments like, oh my God, what the, blank. It's all based on reaction time. If it's a like super quick reaction and they're like tripping out and they're like copying the link and then like sending it to a friend, Facebook's picking it all up. It sees you copy the link, it sees you post a comment, and it tracks the time and it tracks it back to how fast you react. And if your reaction time's like, you get triggered so hard, what do you think you're going to do? You're not going to be stunned. You're going to like either attack or you're going to reject, right? Facebook knows this. It's got it down to a dime. It has 2.4 billion people. It's figuring this stuff out. It's not, it's not a clueless machine. And so it can very quickly find out what image is striking you. Like right here, here's an example, 7 mind-blowing uses of carrots. Bad. You don't want to do that. That's terrible. 7 uses of carrots that will have you rethinking your diet. Wrong. Bad. Are carrots the new superfood? Bad. No, that's all terrible. Same thing here, engagement bait. When an ad uses spammy content that urges people to engage with. Have you ever heard of any of this stuff before? Please tell me. Like, who comes across this, right? Nobody's talking about this. You can click on every single one of these links and it's going to take you down a rabbit hole of all of the things you should avoid. If you look into it deep enough, you'll figure out what you need to do. Like if you're an Aries. Wrong, comment yes. Wrong. You know when people say, hey, comment yes, and you see like a huge string of like people actually responding to what they say?
Right.
A huge string of negative trust is put on the back end of their account. All posts moving forward, the reach cripples and their costs fly. Every post after that. This is like what you call like a short-term high. Like, I'm willing to accept the consequences later just to get the excitement now. All right, I make the post, I get all these awesome comments and people commenting yes. I think I have this huge engagement rate. I'm a genius. I got all these people to say yes, and I'm like DMing them all these like super secret tips, right? Every post they ever do after that, they never reach a single soul. Their likes go down to 1. They don't know what happened. Why'd their last post get so many engagements? Facebook has struck them so hard on the back end that they would never remember in their entire life what it was that ended up doing it. They would never be able to track it back until they came to this article to find out. This thing, bad. This thing, bad. This is like very emotional imaging. This is very emotional like video. You can see it, like, look at this. This is so detailed. Like, you can take so much emotions out of this video, just like without even playing, you can see it all. Look at it. I mean, there's so much you could pull from this. Facebook doesn't like it. Lack of substantive or original content. I don't even know. You can look it up and figure it out. This is all low quality. I can tell you, like, there's a lot of things that we've, come across that have been striked through stuff like this. And then also, like, people who hide the ad. Have you ever hit an ad before?
Yeah, I
That
have.
you saw? Yeah, like that severely hurts the ad account. Like that'll light somebody up. It doesn't, so pop-up ads, or if you have ads on your site and you're sending people there, that's so bad. This proportionate volume of ads relative to content. If you're like dropping like 1,000 ads into testing, but you're only publishing like 1 post a week, you're really going to be overcharged. They don't want you like launching thousands of ads without having a single post going out in the entire month or the entire week. You need to be posting on a regular basis, like, at least post some like 3 times a week, right? Because when people see ads, they'll go to the page. Unexpected content experiences.
Right. What would you recommend if you're doing a lead generation campaign for a business and you're not going to be doing the social media management? Would you just recommend them as a business owner to post?
What was the question?
So if you do a lead generation campaign for a business and you're not doing social media management, you're not doing any postings on their page, would you just recommend the business owner put up a couple posts a week to make sure that, you'll have more effective use of your ad dollars?
Yeah, tell them that they're the ones crippling your success. If I
Right.
say it to them, I'll be like, look, we
If
have
they,
it in our contracts. You're obligated. We tell the client, we require them. We have it in the contract. It depends on the amount of effort you put in that reflects on our advertising methods. So like if they're not posting at all or responding to a single comment that ever comes through, what do you think is
right.
going to happen? It's going to start hurting
Yeah.
the ads.
So
So
in the
you got to
case,
tell them,
yeah. So in the case of they're just really bad at it, or they just, yeah, they just don't have good grammar, or just they have no idea how to post anything on
yell at them.
social media. Would you just scale that out?
Yell at them. If you want to offer the service, you can. That's like your agency decision. Like that's a
Right.
good way for you to pick up more services and be able to make money for it because it's something they can't do or they're just not good at or they don't want to do.
Right.
Or you yell at them because they need to go find somebody who can or they need to do it themselves so that way they can help improve not only the person they're paying, but get better results with their ads.
Yeah.
There's some level of responsibility here that they need to take control of as well. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
not
I'm,
only that, they
I'm
protect you
definitely
more.
not. Yeah. I'm definitely not going to do. I mean, I'll scale that out. I'm definitely not going to do it because that's just going to take up too much of my time. Um,
And they'll
I mean,
respect you even more. You
right.
think they're going to leave somebody that just, tells the truth? No, they love that. They might not like it, how it makes them feel, but they're like, deep down, they know like, all right, this is the real deal. I need to listen to this person. And then you go from being told to telling, you're not being told what to do, you're telling them what to do. You're helping them run their business and you take control of the situation and they like it as well because now they're improving. Misleading experiences, like we could go for days. This is so much stuff in one single article. All I did was type in page load time and I found this. Hide ad, hide from all advertisers, hide anything, report, hide anything. And then there's so many tactics to get around people who do this. There's spammers that'll go through and like light you up on your ads. If you hit them with the retargeting after they visited your site, there's just some sad, sorry people out there in the world, that are just, there's something really wrong. And they just like to make negative experiences on people's ads. They like to hide them, which can end up hurting you for no good reason, but that's just the person, right? There's ways to get around that. There's ways to implement quality control. You can actually appeal hidden ads. You can appeal them. You can appeal people who've hidden your ad to improve your ranking on the back end. Believe it or not, there's ways to do it.
Yeah, I was going to ask that because especially when you're retargeting people like crazy, I know I have hit that button several times, specifically with some, people that are just super
Swarming
sensational.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, and swarming me with just,
And it
novel.
can annoy people. Yeah. I mean, like, if you don't want to see an ad and you're just getting blown up with retargeting, I mean, like, some people like it. It makes sense. Like, sometimes you don't want it. But there are cases where it's just like there's something severely wrong and the person's just like, hide, hide, hide. I hate, report, report. And then they're commenting all this negative stuff and that hurts the advertiser bad. But the advertiser can actually identify those people and say, hey, this isn't because of our ad. This is because of the person. And so literally what you do in this instance in your notifications, here, let me pull this up just to make it easier to understand. There's ways to there's negative feedback. You can organize your columns into negative feedback and actually know when there's like some sorry soul that's just like really attacking your business. And being able to like report to Facebook, hey, I'm going to appeal this person who's lit up our negative feedback rates, right? And then like Facebook will go through, check in and see if like that person has done it to anybody else. If they do it on a very open occasion, then you're going to be fine. But if they do it to nobody and you're like the first person in like the last 5 years, but they've been on their Facebook app for every single day of their life, what do you think is going to happen? Well, yeah, that's going to really hurt you. It's a bit, it's a lot deeper of an impact because now you have a quality person ranking you badly. That's different, right? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll see if we have something. We just appealed something where we had some dude that was just like, smoking through our ads here, just like lighting us up. And I was like, I don't put up with stuff like that. I don't let bullies hang around town. Anytime somebody does I even appeal laughy emojis on ads. If somebody sticks a laughy face on something, that'll get me good. I'll go in there and get their ad account. Like I'll lock them out of their Facebook because of stuff like that. Because I have a good relationship with Facebook. So like if something is really upsetting, I'm like, get this person off the platform. I don't know because it removes the notification once it gets approved on our end, but let me pull it up here. Let me drop it in. Can you see this? Usually what'll happen is, you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is just a page. And if I go to like other, we can actually find if somebody's like, it'll say like this person appealed or not appealed. They'll say this person hit or this person left negative feedback or something like that. It'll say it. And like you can find like information request, like somebody will like request that you stop targeting them in some degree. There's so many things that'll pop up that are like negative, like mentions. People might put some hate in there and you can find these people, right? Like we used to have a few more, but I got these things appealed. Like some people say things like you can translate and see what's really going on here if like it's a different language. Like this person was like, comparing us to like comparing me to like Dave Chappelle, right? As a joke, you know? And I looked at this thing and I was like, all right, I'm gonna light this guy up. And then I was like, oh, look at all this engagement. I actually, I'm not gonna, criticize this. This is actually good. It helps, right? So like these things you can go through. You can find these things. You can go to your shares, you can go to requests, you can look through the deep files of your notifications. You just go to the page, go to the notifications and see what's going on here, right? And before you know it, your ads will be so clean that they're just shining. Like there's not a single negative thing there, right? Unless you have one good quality person come through that actually rates it bad, you can't really win that battle. But if like most of the people who leave negative feedback are negative people, okay?
Right.
They're always doing it. They do it to everybody. They don't just do it to you, they do it to everyone. They just don't like it. Well, I don't know what it is, but it's just something. They're negative everywhere. And those, you can win those battles all day long because Facebook pulls it up on their end. Boom. Oh, yeah. This person rates everything bad. So then you win the battle and your rankings stay up. But the thing is, people don't do it because like they don't see any, like they don't know how to measure that improvement, right? It's like where's the point system? You can't visually see these things. These are just stuff you have to take control of and just believe, that things are going to do right, right? And as you keep up with these things, you'll see large improvements in results. It's really crazy. Here it is, links to everything. You can get it all, controversial content, all of this stuff. You can click on each of these. Look how deep all of these goes. They give you access to all of this stuff. You got 32 things here as well. So I mean, like those are the things, right?
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing all that.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Any other questions?
No, that's everything. That was super helpful. Thanks a lot.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. All right. If there are no other questions, well, if anybody else has any other questions, go ahead and drop your question in the question box. I'll give it another minute or two. If not, we'll go ahead and conclude this week's live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call. All right, if there are no other questions, that'll be this end of the call. Thank you for joining the live Facebook Ads Expert Mastery Weekly Q&A call for Wednesday. If you haven't already, make sure to sign up for Monday's call. And great questions today, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for joining.